Welcome back. Today, we're ranking every Quinque in Roblox Ghoul, breaking down which ones are the strongest and which ones aren't worth using. As a CCG investigator, your Quinque is your most important weapon, and choosing the right one can make a huge difference in both PvP and PvE. Some Quinques are insanely strong, offering high damage, speed, and powerful abilities, while others fall behind and struggle in fights. In this Roblox Ghoul Quinque tier list, we'll rank each Quinque based on its damage, mobility, special abilities, and overall effectiveness. If you want to dominate, you need to know which ones are the best. Make sure to watch until the end so you don't miss anything, and if this helps, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Roblox Ghoul guides and tier lists. Now, let's get into the Quinque tier list. B-tier Quinque tier list, Roblox Ghoul. B-tier Quinques are solid but not the best options available. They have decent damage, useful abilities, and some AoE potential, but they don't quite reach the power of the top-tier weapons. These Quinques are still effective in combat, but they may require better positioning, timing, or upgrades to compete with stronger options. Let's go over the B-rank Quinques in Roblox Ghoul and break down their strengths and weaknesses. 1. Doujima. Strengths: long range, good AoE attacks, upgradable to a spear. Weaknesses: lacks high burst damage, can struggle in fast-paced fights. Doujima is a solid mid-range Quinque that provides decent range and AoE potential. It allows you to fight from a safe distance while still dealing consistent damage to multiple enemies. The best part about Doujima is that it can be upgraded into a spear, which improves its overall effectiveness. However, it doesn't have insane burst damage, making it slightly weaker against high-speed opponents who can avoid its attacks. Best for players who prefer long-range combat and area control. 2. Kajiri. Strengths: powerful attacks, strong AoE damage, great knockback. Weaknesses: slow attack speed, requires good positioning. Kajiri is a heavy-hitting Quinque with large AoE damage and knockback capabilities. It excels in crowd control, making it useful for knocking enemies away and creating space. However, its attacks are slow, meaning you need to land hits carefully and position yourself well to avoid getting punished by faster opponents. Kajiri is best used in fights where you can control space and pressure enemies with strong AoE strikes. Best for players who like heavy-hitting, high-damage Quinques and don't mind slower attack speeds. 3. Yukimura. Strengths: decent AoE, good for group fights, easy to use. Weaknesses: lacks strong damage output, doesn't excel in any particular area. Yukimura is a balanced, easy-to-use Quinque that performs well in group fights. It has okay AoE attacks, making it decent for hitting multiple enemies at once. While it's not the strongest or the fastest, it's reliable and effective for players who want a simple yet solid Quinque. However, it doesn't particularly stand out in terms of raw power or utility, which keeps it in B tier rather than higher. Best for players looking for a balanced, beginner-friendly Quinque that works well in team fights. Final thoughts on B tier Quinques. B tier Quinques in Roblox Ghoul are decent choices that can hold their own in fights but don't reach the power level of A or S tier Quinques. Doujima is best for range, Kajiri is great for knockback and AoE, and Yukimura is a well-rounded, easy-to-use option. If you're looking to dominate fights, you may eventually want to upgrade to an A or S tier Quinque, but these can still serve you well if used correctly. A tier Quinque tier list, Roblox Ghoul. A tier Quinques are some of the strongest weapons in the game, offering great damage, mobility, and utility. While they might not be as overpowered as S tier Quinques, they still perform extremely well in both PvP and PvE. These weapons excel in various areas, whether it's fast attacks, strong AoE, or unique mechanics, making them reliable choices for any investigator. Let's break down the A-rank Quinques in Roblox Ghoul and see why they're among the best. 1. Scorpion. Strengths: fast charge attack, has a ranged skill, great AoE. Weaknesses: lacks extreme burst damage, requires good accuracy. Scorpion is a high-speed, versatile Quinque that excels in quick engagements and AoE damage. Its charge attack allows for fast movement and quick strikes, making it perfect for hit-and-run tactics. The ranged skill gives it an advantage over opponents who rely on close combat, while its AoE ability ensures that multiple enemies can be hit at once. The only downside is that it doesn't have the highest burst damage, meaning fights can last longer against tankier opponents. Best for players who want speed, range, and strong AoE capabilities. 2. Demon Yamada. Strengths: incredible AoE, high knockback, powerful attacks. Weaknesses: slow attack speed, requires good positioning. Demon Yamada is a hard-hitting AoE powerhouse, perfect for wiping out multiple enemies at once. Its slow but powerful swings deal devastating damage, and its knockback effect makes it great for controlling space in battles. However, since its attacks are slow, you need to time your swings properly and position yourself well to land hits. If you can master its slower speed, this Quinque can be one of the best in group fights. Best for players who love high-damage AoE attacks and crowd control. 3. Serrate. Strengths: extremely fast attacks, great movement abilities, good for aerial combat. Weaknesses: lower damage per hit, requires aggressive playstyle. Serrate is built for speed and mobility, making it one of the fastest attacking Quinques in the game. It has small but rapid strikes, allowing for quick combos and relentless pressure on opponents. Additionally, its movement abilities let players dodge, reposition, and engage in aerial combat, making it perfect for high-mobility playstyles. However, its damage per hit is lower compared to heavier Quinques, meaning players need to rely on speed and consistent pressure to win fights. Best for players who prefer fast attacks, high mobility, and aerial combat. 4. Nutcracker. Strengths: unique trap mechanic, charge and lunge attacks, great for single targets. Weaknesses: requires good trap placement, less effective against multiple enemies. Nutcracker is a tactical, skill-based Quinque with a fun trap mechanic. It allows you to set traps that can catch enemies off guard, making it useful for setting up ambushes. The charge and lunge attacks provide good mobility and burst damage, making it an effective tool for single-target combat. However, since it relies on traps, it requires good timing and positioning to maximize its potential. It's not as strong in group fights, but for 1v1 battles, it's a solid choice. Best for players who enjoy tactical gameplay and setting traps for their enemies. Final thoughts on A-tier Quinques. A-tier Quinques in Roblox Ghoul are some of the best weapons in the game and can hold their own in nearly any fight. Scorpion is great for speed and AoE, Demon Yamada is a powerhouse for group fights, Serrate is perfect for fast, agile combat, and Nutcracker adds a unique trap-based playstyle. While they may not be completely overpowered like S-tier Quinques, these weapons are still extremely strong and reliable choices. S-tier Quinque tier list, Roblox Ghoul. S-tier Quinques are the absolute best weapons in Roblox Ghoul, offering the highest damage, best abilities, and strongest overall performance. These weapons dominate in both PvP and PvE, making them the go-to choices for high-level investigators. If you're looking to maximize your power and take down enemies with ease, S-tier Quinques are what you need. Let's break down the top-tier Quinques and why they stand above the rest. 1. IXA. Strengths: can attack from a distance, surprise attack change, has a ranged mode. Weaknesses: requires skillful switching between modes, less mobility than some options. IXA is a highly versatile Quinque that gives players multiple attack options, making it one of the most powerful weapons in the game. Its ability to attack from range makes it effective against close combat opponents, while its surprise attack change allows for quick, unexpected strikes that can catch enemies off guard. The ranged mode gives players even more flexibility, allowing for mid to long range combat without sacrificing too much damage output. The key to mastering IXA is knowing when to switch between attack styles, as skilled players can adapt to any situation and dominate fights. While it doesn't have the highest mobility compared to some A-tier Quinques, its insane damage and versatility make it one of the best choices in the game. Best for players who want a well-rounded, adaptable Quinque that can handle both ranged and close combat. 2. Narukami. Strengths: extremely quick attacks, massive AoE damage, has a ranged mode. Weaknesses: requires precise timing, can be countered by fast-moving enemies. Narukami is an S-tier Quinque that excels in speed and area damage. With its quick-hit combos, it can shred opponents in seconds, making it one of the fastest attacking Quinques in the game. Its huge AoE damage makes it extremely effective in crowd fights, allowing you to take on multiple enemies at once. The ranged mode gives it even more versatility, letting players strike from a distance when needed. Narukami's only real weakness is that it requires precise execution. While its attacks are fast, if you miss or get dodged, you can be vulnerable to counterattacks. However, when used correctly, this Quinque can obliterate opponents before they even have a chance to react. Best for players who love fast, high-damage combos and large AoE attacks. Final thoughts on S-tier Quinques. S-tier Quinques in Roblox Ghoul are the best weapons available, offering insane damage, powerful abilities, and strong ranged options. IXA is an adaptable Quinque that allows for both ranged and surprise attacks, while Narukami is a high-speed, AoE powerhouse that can wipe out enemies quickly. If you're looking to dominate fights, these are the weapons you should be aiming for.